Happy New Year and welcome to the Property Show. 2018 was indeed quite eventful in the property landscape, and today we look at what the future holds for the real estate sector in 2019. And because a new year calls for new ideas, it's time to refresh our interiors, and we are already a step ahead with that on the accessory spot. Is paying rent part of your big NOS resolution for 2019? Catch an inspiring story on how home ownership journey can be easily achieved.
So the first thing I would tell people is save. Save, save, save.
Thank you for joining me. Let's interact on our social media handles and share your views and thoughts as we hope for even a bigger and better 12 months. As always, there is something for everyone. The real estate sector is still clearing yesteryear's lag, even as we anticipate the market to gain momentum in the long run. Let's look at the key drivers expected to be the game changers of 2019. Let's talk the affordable housing agenda driven by the government. This is a segment I believe will shape the landscape, with the private sector playing a pivotal role too. Here are some private developers who made significant strides and worth looking out for in 2019.
Karibu Homes is located on the banks of Athi River, just 1 kilometer from Mombasa Road, in an attractive yet serene setting by the river, just 25 minutes from Nairobi's Nyayo Stadium. This development consists of 2- and 3-bedroom apartments. The social amenities include a perimeter wall, electric fence and 24-hour manned gate for security purposes, ample parking for both residents and guests, a backup generator for common areas, multi-sports court where kids can play and interact with each other, street lighting and carport driveways enhancing the aesthetics of the estate, a commercial center with a shop where one can do his or her shopping, overhead water tanks and borehole for sufficient water supply. Milimani Homes. Milimani Homes are 3-bedroom ensuite bungalows situated in Kitengela, about 1.5 kilometers off Old Namanga Road and 5 minutes drive to Kitengela town. It is a gated community secured with a brick wall. Each house sits on a 50 by 100 plot with separate titles. Accommodation includes spacious lounge that opens to a veranda, separate dining area, spacious open-plan kitchen, 3 bedrooms all en suite, and plinth area of 155 square meters. Salient features include 24-hour security, parking area, individual garden, and adequate water supply.
worth noting is developers who are selling fully furnished apartments with amenities from a cooker, oven, fridge, beds, lounge and dining furniture, wardrobes, electrical fixtures and much more, all inclusive of the house buying price. Let's look at projects that successfully furnished and sold such apartments.
King's Pearl Residency, they are all fully furnished apartments. The social amenities offered are on the podium level. We have the swimming pool, which caters for the baby pool and the adults. We also have the changing area for gentlemen and the ladies. We also have a mini theater of about 20 people where they can have a movie if they want to watch a movie, entertain their guests. And we also have a fully equipped gym. To access the apartment, we have high-speed lifts. You have to use a card to use as a security to get to the apartment. Without the card, you cannot be able to access the apartment. There are 4 units per floor. We have 4 wings, wing A, B, and C. The wings are the same, but the view is fantastic for all the apartments. Coming into the house, we have a very nice setup for the house. You'll find the dining area, which is set up with a very classic dining table. We also have a well-fitted kitchen. And a very spacious lounge with big windows which give a natural light into the room. And we also have very spacious bedrooms. In the bedrooms, we have high quality wardrobes which are fitted in, quite spacious. And also in the kitchen, we have enough space for storage, and the cabinets fitted are also of high quality value. The King's Pearl Residency is situated in a very strategic location where you're able to find schools like Light Academy, Makini School, Riara. We have shopping malls just 2 minutes away, like the Yaya Center, the Valley Arcade, the Junction. The property is highly secured. We have a CCTV camera in place. We have a 24-hour manned gate and a perimeter wall. We also have ample parking, 2 parkings per apartment and visitors parking as well.
Another defining factor to keep an eye on in 2019 is mixed-use developments embracing the convenient live, work, play environment. We've seen developers in the past come up with large-scale mixed-use developments. Going forward, we expect this to shift as developers are expected to embrace smaller niche mixed-use approach with neighborhood retail centers blending residential, commercial, and institutional uses. This is driven by the intense capital and infrastructure outlay. Let's see developments embracing the convenient live, work, play environment rulebook.
This is a 3-bedroom apartment at the Alma. Once you enter, the room opens up onto the dining area. As you can see, it is very spacious. You can set up a table of up to 10 people, and then it is framed by downlighters, so the wall provides a perfect backdrop for some of your art pieces. We shall be providing the chandeliers at the lounge area and also at the dining area, so you can see in real form what we shall be offering to our clients. This is the lounge, again very spacious, and it opens up to the balcony area that is framed by aluminium sliding doors. So beyond there we have a glass balustrade that opens up now to elevated playing grounds. In terms of finishes, our walls will be painted white, as you see, so clients will have the choice of, in terms of finishes, of whether they would like to do other paint colors. For our floors, we shall be providing laminate flooring, which is a kind of PVC finish that has a wooden feel. If we proceed to the bedroom areas, here we have one of the 2 bedrooms that share a common bathroom. So this is bedroom number 1 and bedroom number 2, and at this space here we have the common bathroom. At the very end of the house, we have the master bedroom that is en suite. So as you open the door, it opens up to the bathroom space that has a shower area, it has a toilet and also a sink. The shower area is also sort of framed by frameless glass. So this is the master bedroom. As you can see, finishes are the same all around. We have our walls painted white and we have the laminate flooring for our floor finish. The room is quite spacious again, and we have aluminium framed windows. We also have ample wardrobe space with more than enough storage space for the residents in the house. So this is the kitchen space. We have fitted cupboards, more than enough storage space at the bottom level and also at the top level. I think what we can really appreciate about this kitchen are the accent lights below the cupboards, which light up maybe if you have appliances or if you'd like to cut things for those who love cooking and like to see what they're doing. And the kitchen opens up to a kitchen yard, finished with ceramic tiles. This is the space where you can do your laundry or do some washing at the Adobe space, and we've also provided some cupboards for storage. is an unparalleled development in Ruaka. If you look around, there's no development that offers the amenities that we are offering, the level of finishes that we are offering. So in terms of amenities and finishes, we are providing a superior product. So anyone looking to invest Ruaka, this is the place to be.
Social amenities include daycare and nursery, a clubhouse which features a glass-walled gym, aerobics and lounge area, a commercial hub that features a mini market, restaurant or cafe, beauty spa and pharmacy, swimming pool, rooftop gardens, and children's playing fields.
Located only 25 kilometers from Nairobi CBD on the Mombasa Dual Carriageway and only a 10-minute drive away from the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, Crystal Rivers is the ideal living space for you and your family.
Crystal Rivers Mall ushers you into a world of unsurpassed retail variety and quality. With 3 levels of premium shopping experience, the mall is home to more than 100 local and international stores. The bustling mall is the heart of the unique Crystal Rivers experience and set to be the destination to be and be seen at. Get ready to shop, dine, work and play. Integral parts of the Crystal Rivers experience is realizing your home ownership dream right at the edge of the city. Here you choose between 3 and 4 bedroom townhouses or the well-designed 3-bedroom apartments. Crystal Rivers give you the luxury of living close to all amenities in a far from ordinary location. Accommodation for 3 and 4 bedroom townhouses includes private garden, spacious lounge area, kitchen opens to the dining area, all bedrooms are ensuite with walk-in shower, working spaces, DSQ accessible from outside, and master ensuite with 2 wardrobes and bathtub. Salient features include stone wall topped with electric and razor wire, CCTV cameras, common gate, carport for 2 cars, independent access to the mall, swimming pool, gym, jogging track, backup generator for common areas, solar water heating, well-manicured gardens, biodigester, and riverfront views.
Tattoo City's vision is now a reality. A vision realized over time. A special economic zone providing a large-scale and world-class urban development to Kenya, with 2 schools already operational and a 3rd on the way. A range of housing to suit all tastes and pockets. Extensive floor space constructed across manufacturing and logistics. Thousands of workers are making sure that today, the dream is secure for your tomorrow. Tattoo City is open for business.
The 4th market game changer, has to be the evolution of the office space. 2019 is expected to be a lot tenant-driven as need for smaller serviced offices continue to rise. A serviced office comes fully equipped, offering a more flexible rental term while allowing tenants to share reception services, conference rooms, business machines, and other resources, hence economical costs.
Service offices are about 10 years old in this market. So if you're looking at it in terms of the greater scheme of things, we're still very much at the beginning. And that's actually reflected in the amount of space that falls under serviced offices. It's actually less than 1% of total office space. But the trend is towards more and more people realizing that, for very many reasons, this is actually a better option. And the most compelling thing, or people may not realize it, is it is actually cheaper in the long run.
Really?
It is actually cheaper. Depending on, the size of the business. As you know, if you're a small business, a lot of this office space that is available, is in excess of what people require. Most, landlords would actually be looking to rent out an entire floor. And you're a small enterprise. You want to start small.
And you don't know where you're going.
You don't know. The statistics of failed businesses are very high. So that's a very big obstacle in getting businesses up and running. So this is actually the problem that service offices are solving.
Ian, let's talk about Horizon. Give us an overview of Horizon. Where are you today, and how do you see your expansion program?
So we're one of several serviced office players, but we like to think that we are offering something very unique. We see ourselves first and foremost as a Pan-African business. We're very passionate about the region, and the reason for that is we've already had an opportunity to go beyond the borders of Kenya. We're in Nigeria, we're in Ghana. And what do we see there? We see other African business people with very similar aspirations, similar issues. And the only thing that is, I think, preventing us is, as a continent, from working together is information and also an enabling environment. We keep talking about, those of us who have been traveling across the continent for the last, few years, how much easier it has become because of the links that the various airlines. Kenya Airways has been a pioneer in this area. We see ourselves doing the same thing with offices. Because if you wanted, for instance, to set up an office in Nigeria, or to set up a presence, set up your business in Nigeria, where do you start?
You give me the solution.
I give you the solution. I give you a very soft landing in Lagos. And it's not just an office space. Horizons provides a lot more than that. We will immediately plug you into the business network in Lagos. Getting up and running, making sure that you're registered properly, making sure that you have the right advice, legal advice, financial advice. We also have a very extensive network of like-minded business people who can, connect you with the right opportunity. So that's really the role that we're playing.
So do you do the same in Kenya?
We do the same in Kenya. We do the same in Kenya for Kenyan businesses.
So if I'm an SME, I come and work from your offices, what should I expect?
Actually, I was solving my own problem because I was an SME and I had great difficulty getting an office up and running. First business didn't work. It was a real nightmare trying to get started, and then you can imagine now trying to start again. So I know that this is the a difficulty that a lot of small businesses are facing. So for small businesses, they can come in here and, depending on what their budgets are, depending on, what kind of, need, because everybody's got different requirements. There's a lot of flexibility in our solutions. So, you may be working from home and you've got a limited budget, but every now and again you will need a place where you can operate from. That's where you come in.
So if I need to hold my meetings, I can come in.
Absolutely.
If I need my calls to be picked from a professional office, that's where I come in.
Exactly.
Concept you can be sure to follow is off-plan buying, the art of acquiring property by making an investment on nothing more than architectural plans. A risky affair for some, yet has proven to be a convenient way of getting onto the property ladder and a godsend opportunity to many. What makes this an attractive option? First, the equity growth. Secondly, you get to choose the design that best suits your dynamics and, even better, finishes of your choice. And thirdly, the grace period to complete payments during the construction period.
I decided to come here in May. So when I reached this place, I liked it and I bought the house. Banda Homes, I like it because they are real people and the project they are doing, it's real. It's a real thing. I was not scared to hear Banda. They are off plans because long time ago, I decided when I want to buy a house, I want to buy a house when it's off plan. One thing is cheaper. When you want to wait until they finish, it's another thing. I think I will rent at these houses because I have my own house also in Gong. This is for investment, all for my children also. Yeah.
Today we are happy to be here on site at the new Olive Estate, which is the current estate that we're offering for sale. Now the Olive is located on Kenyatta Road, right in front of a previous Banda development known as Pinewood. Pinewood Estate was launched in March of this year. So what you're looking at behind me is actually just about 6 or 7 months of work. Okay, a true testament that Banda really builds and delivers on its promise. So we decided to do a new project in front on this property by virtue of the fact that after our previous project, we had a lot of overrun from our previous project which we offered here on sale on Kenyatta Road. So we needed to house these clients, of course, with the convenience of being close to tarmac, okay, sitting on a 50 by 100 piece of property just to make sure that we mirrored what we had introduced for late this year. So we decided to offer the Olive Estate. The Olive is made up of 140 choice bungalows, all being 3-bedroom, all en suite. And we realize as a business that customer feedback is what has made us into what we are. So over time, we realized that our clients kept asking us for a bit more space for the homeowner, a larger master bedroom, a slightly larger master bathroom. So instead of leaving this as a customization option, we decided to incorporate it into the plan. And now, for the first time ever, Banda Homes is offering a bungalow at 148 meters square, sitting on a full 8th, a 50 by 100. Banda Homes is quite conscious when it comes to pricing, because the greatest challenge we've had in real estate in this country is, of course, the cost of ready-built property. Being an off-plan project, the Olive Estate is coming in at only 5.75 million shillings for installments and 5.5 million shillings in cash. For the installment payment period, we have 1.5 million shillings as the deposit and the balance payable in 15 months, which is the actual duration of construction. For 2019, Banda Homes intends to develop at least 3,000 units, which will all be affordable, functional, and modern housing, continuing to chip at the statistics of home ownership and increasing the number of Kenyans who finally get access to their own homes.
We cannot complete the 2019 key market drivers without mentioning the hospitality and industrial park sector. The hospitality sector will be an interesting space to watch as tourism and business traveling picks up. As for the logistic parks, in the right location will be another interesting market driver. We are taking a short break. Still ahead, fresh new interior design ideas, home ownership stories.
When you're getting a sale agreement for a house, please people read it very carefully.
And much, much more. Don't go away, we'll be right back after the break. Welcome back. You're watching The Property Show. Up next, the accessory spot. They say charity begins at home. Why not begin something new with new interior design ideas? Ideal for the new year.
The new year is here with us, and you may be wondering how to spruce up your space for a fresh feel. Why not try painting your space? The easiest way for you to pick the best paint color for your home is by starting with the colors that you love. They will act as a base and help you create a color scheme around it. Your favorite colors can be the perfect inspiration for your new color palette. Choose your paint color from a print. One of the easiest ways to choose interior paint color is to start with a print fabric. Throw pillows, bedding, and even table linens can provide you with paint color ideas. If you're creating an accent wall, look to the boldest colors in the print. If you're interested in choosing a paint color that is more subtle or for a larger space, look at the color in the small details of your print fabric. Take a fabric swatch to the paint store so you can choose paint strips to view at home. Consider your furniture and decor first. Although it may seem like a good idea to start with the paint first, then decide on the furniture and the decor around it, but it's actually better to do it the other way round. It's also a good idea to test your colors against your furniture, for example sofa, tables, cupboards, to see if the undertones go together. It doesn't have to be a mix and match. Have a color theme throughout your home. Maybe you have had one color throughout your home for a few years now and it has become plain and monotonous. You can choose to give different rooms their own themes. Alternatively, you can build your palette with shades of the same hue. Once you have a paint color picked for your first room, one simple way to move on is to choose shades of the same hue for adjacent rooms or walls. You can choose a hue from a nearby paint chip, pick the next color up or down on the same paint chip, or even have the same color mixed at the paint store with white added to make a lighter version. The beauty of this is that while it will give your home interest and depth, you also can rest assured that the colors will go well together. Choose colors that are relaxing and calm, creating a calm space where you just want to come back to and relax is more than just a comfortable furniture. There are different color shades that helps one to relax and just wind down a busy day. Here are some shades that you can opt for during this new year. Blue-gray. Choose a cloudy shade of blue for all the comfortable and cozy vibes. Sage green. A sage green feels earthy and grounding. It also works perfectly with blues to create an even more calming space. Lavender. Even though it's bold, it can be relaxing when a dark color is used throughout a room. That way, your eye isn't jumping from dark walls to light trim.
On the accessory spot, we get ideas on how to transform a house into a home with creative decor tips that speaks to our personalities. Do you have other ideas you'd like to share on this platform? Would love to see them. Just call on us and let's engage. If owning a home is one of your key goals in 2019, then here are important factors you need to consider. From the long search process to the associated costs most of us are never aware of, to finally getting that dream home, here is another story.
This was not the only house that we had identified first. Prior to that, there was a house that we had seen that also fit the criteria. But at that time, I was dealing with another financial institution. And when we went to them with the sale agreement and everything, the process started. I had done my homework and I knew what was to be expected of me. But they kept on asking me for things that were well beyond my reach. And every time there always seemed to be a hiccup. I would go, I would deliver whatever they wanted. We would go to the property, view the property, everything would be fine. But every time they would keep on asking for documents after documents after documents, which somehow were not in correlation to the list that I had that I knew I needed to provide to them. And it kept on taking long, and the process just seemed to drag on for forever. Which now brings me to another point. When you're getting a sale agreement for a house, please people read it very carefully, because there's usually a timeline by which you have sorted out your paperwork. So my timeline was nearing expiry because of the property that I had identified, and I wanted it. But my financial institution kept on asking for more stuff and more stuff, and when I would call them, I just wouldn't get the answers that I wanted. And I believe they dragged their feet. And the person who was handling my case, if they would leave the office, nobody else would know what was going on. Until the lease agreement expired, the 60 days were up, we had done absolutely nothing apart from print a lot of papers and a lot of documents which went absolutely nowhere. I can admit it to you, I was totally heartbroken. It was really very, very sad. Because here we are, I had made the mistake where I'd even taken my kids and I told them, oh, this is going to be our new home, we're coming here. There I was telling my friends, oh, this is going to be my new place. You can imagine backtracking from that and now telling your kids, oh, by the way, that's not going to be home anymore. And I learned from that. So by the time we were identifying this place, I made sure everything was in order before I started telling everybody, oh, this is my home, bringing the kids, showing them everything, because I just wanted to be sure. Because I was let down, I was heartbroken, it was quite a shock to the system, and that's when I realized the journey to home ownership can be quite perilous at times, okay? Hence us needing to read the documents that we get. Don't just assume that they say what the seller said verbally, because when somebody tells you something verbally and once it's put in writing, there can be two very different things. So be very careful, okay? And that's how I lost my first property. So this, for me, when we moved now to NIC, like I told you before, they always kept me in the loop when the paperwork was going through, because you also need patience. You're not the only one. You're the buyer, yes, but you're not the only one in this whole dance. There's the seller as well, and there's the seller's personal life, okay? And there is the lawyers that you need to deal with, and there's the seller's lawyers, there's my lawyers, there's the banking lawyers as well, and everybody needs to have a copy of everything that's going around. And then there's the bank in itself as a separate entity. So you see, we're three entities: buyer, seller, bank, all this going on. Then we have the land registry. Let's not forget about that. You can't rush anybody there. You have to lodge your documents. Be patient. Wait. So the seller has to be patient. The buyer has to be patient. So there's a lot of patience with this. So the only thing I would say is that everybody should keep everybody in the loop and read your documents. Please know what you're signing. Know how far along you've reached, because there's stages that you need to go through. And once each stage is ticked off, before the money is finally paid off, you need to know where you are. So that in the end, when the keys are handed over, you're like, yay, I did everything A to Z. So the first thing I would tell people is save. Save, save, save. Okay, that's one of the most important things I would say. As people say when you're buying a property, location, 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 I would tell them save, save, save. Because it's good to have the saving culture where you know what you're working towards. Because you can't just save money but not know where you're heading, you know, because then that's how you get confused and you start doing other things that don't really matter. But if you know that you want to be a homeowner, okay, you want to buy your property, you want to buy your home, whether it's for investment or whether you want to live in it, you must know what you're saving for. So either identify a financial institution that would work for you and works with you as well, and save either using a SACCO, or save whether you're using a chama, or save whether you've invested in another business and you know that the savings from there are coming to this. That's what I would do, because I would not advise somebody to buy a house where you're full on loan and it becomes quite treacherous in the end, and it becomes difficult to service the loan and you're struggling again. So my advice would be, firstly, save. Have a goal. What are you working towards? Is it your home? Is it an investment? Then find a saving partner. Like I said, an institution, a bank, a SACCO, a chama. Find them and work with them so that you know. Because buying a home is not a short-term goal. It's a long-term goal. So know what you're working towards.
My take from this inspiring story, we must have a saving culture with an end goal. Identify what you're looking for from the onset. Read the fine lines on the paperwork. And finally, be patient with the process. Thank you for watching The Property Show. In conclusion to our edition on what the future holds for 2019, my take on the market going forward. On the residential market, we'll see units priced 15 million and below, likely selling faster. Another defining factor in the sector will be the rent-to-own projects, as buyers make a large down payment deposit and the balance paid over a period of time as rent. In the retail space, we'll see our local brands upgrading their stores, turning them into destination centers, as we expect international brands to open more branches across the country. This is very good news for the retail sector. We expect home ownership to be seamless once the ongoing digitization of land records is completed. However, all this will be achievable if the government addresses the lack of liquidity in the market. But I must say, in the long run, the future looks very bright and we expect great gains in 2019. We have so much in store this year. Make sure to follow us on our social media handles and let's connect. Till next week, happy 2019. As always, there is something for everyone. Kwaheri.